All right. Hey guys, so today's learning was to make a big change in your life and stop consuming too much content. Like in general, um, it might be the case that you're very likely to consume a lot of those feel-good content that will make you feel as though you are productive, but you're actually not, right? Because you're just watching content. So for example, you're watching a bunch of videos. I myself was also doing this. I was watching really a lot of videos about working out, about training. It's not instead of actually training, but I mean, there was not like that much more to learn, right? After a certain time, you know the basics, you know what you have to do, and there's not gonna be much more you can get out of it. The same is like with watching videos or reading books, reading a lot of books. Like for example, me, I read a lot of books on starting a business, on like becoming more productive, and etc. And the the thing is really that there is no magic pill, right? There's no magic pill that will suddenly make you super successful overnight. So it's really, you should really try to switch from like a consumer onto a producer. So this was the first learning that I made, and what I also thought was interesting, and I read this in this book, So Master Your Beliefs, which is ironic, right? Because this is also a self-improvement book. But actually reading this, and there it was also saying like you should really try and go on like an information diet, and that was really such a big change, because I was like realizing, oh my god, like all those years I was reading, I mean, you can see it behind me. I mean, I'm not saying that reading books is bad, and I'm not saying that self-development books are bad per se. I'm just saying some people, myself included, I was just consuming and consuming and consuming, and many times I never really took action. Sometimes I did, of course, but sometimes it just kept me from taking action. So what was also written in this book was that you should move more towards producing instead. So what I did, for example, now every morning, instead of reading for a very long time in this book, I just read like a page or two and then like put it away. It helps me as inspiration, and I think it's totally enough to kickstart my day. But I don't need to read like 1 or 2 hours self-improvement books. You know, it's not gonna, I don't need that input. I think I've already consumed way too many, or so many YouTube videos and so many books. I think it's enough. And you know, the message or the learning was really for me that no amount of reading self-help books will ever make you successful. And yeah, so it's really making the switch. I already said it, from consumer to producer. Even if it just doesn't need to be like a lot, like in one day, it can be gradually. But I think just to switch, or to try to push yourself a little bit more to the producing end from the consuming end, a little bit more active than passive. I think that's a good learning. At least for me, that was really eye-opening and really made me realize a lot. And yeah, there you go.